I've always been intrigued by traditional knowledge. And when I say traditional knowledge, I mean Indigenous, but also knowledge can also be non-Indigenous. In the sense it's just people who have land-based education. I have 8 years of university education, and I can remember in the early stages of this 5-year journey I'm on now, which is called 500 Days in the Wild, but it's actually 5 years. When I found myself, I spent 1 week with Ojibwe elders in ceremony. I was paddling Lake Superior, and I camped for the night, and I heard a distant drumming. So the next morning, I ventured up the trail, and I found about 30 Ojibwe elders setting up teepee and a sweat lodge, and I thought, oh, this would be great for the film. I wonder if they'd let me interview them for a few hours. And I went over to them, kind of very frightened, but I went over to them and I said, hey, explained to them what I was doing. And one of the elders said to me, just go over there and sit down. We're going to finish what we're doing, and then once we're set up, we'll call you over. So I went and I sat for several hours, quietly waiting. Then I was eventually called over, and all the elders were sitting in a circle on chairs just outside the teepee, and they asked me to sit down, and my heart was thumping, and I could feel my blood racing, and I knew that I felt like, I hope I don't say the wrong thing.
Right.
I sat down on this chair, and the elder, whose name was Rodney, looked at me and said, why are you on this journey? And it was a long silence, and then I said, well, because the world stopped making sense to me. He replied, and he just, another few moments of silence. And then he said, why are you here? And I said, well, because I'm following my heart. And then they said, okay, up your tent, you're spending the week with us. It was an amazing experience, and I was able to learn song and sit in the teepee and learn some of the traditional ways of their connection to the land.